Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. This is just a kind of a recent finds video, just sharing a few things that I've picked up over the past few weeks. Hasn't been a ton of stuff, and I haven't been purging as much lately and so forth, and haven't really had a chance to list a lot of things that I've been looking to get rid of on eBay, so haven't had a lot in the PayPal account, but still just kind of a few core pieces I've picked up here and there, some good stuff, so just want to kind of share that with you. Um, one other cool thing I think I'll share too, just because it is kind of music related. I actually went to this really cool thing that was basically called Rock and Roll Bingo. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that before. I'm sure I'm probably kind of late to the party on it, but it was really kind of cool just because it was basically, it was at this bar and you play bingo, but it's rock and roll bingo. So your bingo cards just had like all kind of band names and everything on there, and then you had like a DJ that was more or less kind of playing about 60 to 90 seconds of a song, and then while you're eating, you're talking with friends and everything else, you just kind of jot down if you hear a band name or whatever that's playing, and they don't tell you until the end, so you kind of have to know as well, and then you just kind of play bingo that way. But I don't know, I just thought it was kind of a cool thing. I'd never done it before, and it was just kind of really fun thing, so it was kind of cool. Like I said, I'm sure I'm probably late to the game. You guys have probably been doing it for years. But let me just kind of dive right into some of the pickups. This is one that I got rid of in the purge a while ago, and so have been looking to get a good copy of this. So this was nice to stumble across, but of course it's Midnight Oil, Diesel and Dust. Probably my favorite my favorite album by them. Two of their biggest mainstream hits, which of course is The Dead Are Hard and Beds Are Burning, I think were probably their two biggest mainstream hits, which is probably why it's kind of my favorite album. I know they have a decent catalog, but I'm just not familiar with the depths of their catalog. I know kind of a bit here and there. But this is one I definitely wanted to get back in my collection, so I was very, very happy to get my hands back on that. A replacement copy, Cameo Word Up. I've been needing to get a good copy of that back in, so that was good. And one of the reissues that I was really excited about, which is, they put out all the Rob Zombie stuff, Sinister Urge, Hillbilly Deluxe, just all that good stuff, and Educated Horses was another one that they put out. So I was very happy. Another great Rob piece that had been pressed on vinyl. So that was cool. This is one that kind of goes to show a good deed doesn't always go unrewarded, so to speak. I was kind of browsing through a record store, again, kind of killing some time, waiting to go to one of my nephew's games, and wasn't looking to really spend any money, so I wasn't really digging, but I was just kind of, browsing around and checking things out. And then I just noticed there was like this one area where someone had just kind of left the records kind of rough, like they were falling to the front. There was a couple that turned this way, one turned this way, and it's kind of a mess. And I was just like, that's a little ridiculous. Like, why why just, whoever was looking through this, they didn't have to leave it like this. So I just went over there really quick and I just started kind of straightening it up. And as I was straightening it, this one was kind of one of the ones that was sitting in there crooked, which was Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down. As you can see, it was a beautiful Japanese pressing. And this is something that, again, those of you that have been following me kind of know I've started to get into, is wanting to collect more Japanese pressings. So, yeah, this kind of popped up in there, and it was only marked for like $6. And I was like, really? What? And I pulled it out and kind of looked at it. I mean, just absolute gorgeous mint from top to bottom. And I was like, holy cow. Because obviously I wasn't looking for any Lionel Richie, and I never would have, I would not have went to that stack whatsoever if it wouldn't have been just all messed up and disheveled, and I decided to just go over and straighten it up. So that was nice. The universe sent me a little gift for at least trying to do one little helpful thing. So that was a good pickup. I already showed this one actually, because this is one that George, that was vinyl, sent me. I showed that in an opening video a while ago, the Emily Lou and Linda Ronstadt. Then one more kind of vinyl, and just a couple CDs, and that's about that. I did pick up this box set, Jane's Addiction. I had a little bit of credit at one store and just hadn't really had anything pop up in there in a while that I wanted, so I just been sitting on it, and came in one day and someone had traded this in, and he gave me a great deal on it. It was like right at the amount of credit that I had, so finally got a chance to pick that up. But this is a Jane Addictions. So you can see here it's called a Sterling Spoon. It's a box set. You can see kind of the track or the albums listings there. I've listened to a couple of them so far, just kind of, you know, I've heard all the albums, but just kind of, you know, checking out the sound quality and everything. I think it's pretty solid. I mean, just nice 180 gram vinyl, and actually, I shouldn't say even solid. Which one was it? I think it was this one. I can't remember off the top of my head now, but there was one I listened to that I was very, very impressed with the sound quality, and I think it was this one. But yeah, I mean, it definitely sound great. It's not a very expensive set at all, especially if you even find a used one that's in great shape, even less. But just kind of giving you an idea about what's in the set. You're probably familiar with most of these studio albums. Of course, the classic here with Jane Says and all that good stuff. I think it was this one actually was the one that I listened to that I thought sounded pretty darn good, or I was just very impressed with. And the nice 2 LP set here with the live. So that was also kind of a nice pickup there. And then just a few CDs that I'll show here. Number one, again, those of you that know me know that this is kind of my band. Love them to death. I've always loved them to death. Their new album came out, which is Godsmack, of course. When Legends Rise, their newest album. Now, I remember watching a piece on YouTube where Sully was actually, the lead singer, was actually talking about the album, and he kind of talked about how it was going to be a little bit different and that type of thing. And he definitely was right. I mean, it certainly is different from the traditional Godsmack that I love. It's one of those bands though I will support all the time, no matter what. But that aside, I mean, I was quite a bit disappointed with this album. They basically kind of became like every other, you know, kind of Pro Tools using, kind of industrial, kind of melodic type of hard rock metal thing, and it's like, to me, they just really started to sound like every other band. And yeah, so it's not one that I was very, very impressed with. Again, there's a song or two here or there, but on the scale of like my, you know, my Godsmack levels, it's definitely not what I love by them. And it's probably something I'm never going to really hear again from them. I don't really expect to ever see a new Godsmack album that's going to take me back to the Awake or, you know, Faceless days or all that type of thing. And because one of the things that I love so much about Godsmack, especially, again, going back to those type of albums, songs like, you know, Moon Baby and Awake and stuff like that, Vampires and all of that, they were by far, I mean by far not the most technical band out there. But what I used to love about Godsmack and what they did so well is, and I've said this in videos before, it was that wall of sound that they could create, that rhythmic wall of sound that they would get into, that was just like, it was almost like what the Gallop was or is to Iron Maiden. You know, that's all the things that Iron Maiden does. It's the Gallop that in essence gets you pulled into almost every Iron Maiden album and makes you go, that's Iron Maiden. It used to be the same thing with Godsmack. It was the rhythmic wall of sound, all three guitars getting on a rhythm, and really kind of the drums playing around more so, while the guitars were keeping the rhythm and the beat, so to speak. And that's just what I loved about them. And that has just kind of completely and totally disappeared on this album. And that's just definitely a disappointment for me. So anyway, but again, like I said, I'm always going to love them, always going to support them. They're still my favorite band. Bands just kind of change and evolve over time, and you know, I don't want anybody getting upset with me because I'm not doing the exact same things I was doing 20 years ago either. So, you know, but moving right along, just a couple of the good CD pickups here. Jimi Hendrix, this is West, or In the West. Nice Japanese pressing. I just happened to stumble across in a kind of a rare place. Wasn't expecting to see it and picked it up just a few dollars, so that was awesome. And I can't remember if I showed these already, but just kind of some Motorhead. I might have shown them in my last video, but Motorhead Ace of Spades. And again, you guys probably know most of these. Motorhead 1916, On Parole, and March or Die. So some good Motorhead stuff that I picked up there. And I am working on a Motorhead CD box set right now. So one thing that I do really want is to get my hands on some very, very clean, like new Motorhead CDs. And so this is really kind of my start for the most part. So VC, if you guys out there have any Motorhead CDs that you're looking to trade, that type of thing, I do still have a number of things kind of on my purge block, so I'm sure we can kind of work out something. But yeah, just kind of shoot me a message and let me know. And actually what I would say is if you do, shoot me a message down below to let me know, yeah, I have a couple things, and then I'll PM you and we can have kind of more of a private conversation from there. But yeah, so that's kind of, like I said, just a few things that have come in over the past week or two. So as always, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon, VC. All right, take care, guys.